Mamo akwaba sronko at the bar inside the game Jumedi so and then metnemu amaminya be makijuano ankasa nene komo bebre wo ha ye babedi ye babe pensem ankasa ye be shasiye free on a very sad note ye ko Spanish court oma sentence Ancelotti to 1 year in prison for tax fraud. We are very, very heartbreaking. Heartbreaking, you know, with Mr. Madrid, Indra, FIFA Club World Cup, and so PSG born 4-0. What to say, when to me and the general cry. Yes, I saw the baby era Chelsea, and we say Chelsea qualify for FIFA World Club, no. FIFA Club World Cup no final. Also, ye bedi hun komo. Na ya bafi, ye President's Cup, you who say, Kotoko ne has of folk share no kotoko chere se de kasa omu no mudihini wesu ye bedi hun komo eni nsem bebre ka ho a ene ye bedi hun komo mabedwa fomienu aye kradowa me no mu eba bedi nkomo eye Oxwin se de munim no eno wa ha oni ye bedi nkomo ana the sports cardinal Evans Kwabnasapon so ha obabeka ye ho yen sem rebebre no ma yen hyase the sports cardinal. Now the circle cry.
Na nama oni yaumani. Bibi ay fine.
Bibi ay fine.
More fire. So who ye dia? Come na miso me ho.
Ade na okaza.
Se who ye dia? Come mu na wajamu ye ma. Se who din dia? Na me kwabra na mi gina me na so.
Yo bate. Na so e.
Anama me da se pa nyame adom. Me guso am recover from the shock. Say unim say Diogo Jota. And then now watching pepe. And then exactly 1 week Diogo Jota nyani kwanshia ewu. I mean, and was a very a tragic event, you know, was unimaginable and it affected most of us. I mean, globally, he's a football icon and Portuguese icon, Liverpool player, and Rehonde Edia, you know. Iguswa and recovery no enye easy sa miguso akakakra me missing that dem nti nyame adom ye wonkwa nti no obisa me hoye
de me ase ye shase free FIFA Club World Cup na ekoso no yendra ye hu se Madrid any PSG share Madrid of all people all clubs you want say PSG are born 4-0 just say when me and Boba akokra na wo hwe match me hu say asede omo jeja omo hu say like omo kwhye goal there was not any effort be on best stop player be cry from getting the ball into the net and then I wish Madrid to say cause works so
well and yemi wanwa bebre sa we saw PSG team. I mean, PSG is kings. They are the kings of Europe. Okay. They won the Champions League. Mm-hmm. Before that, they almost winning treble. Almost winning treble, or winning Champions League. You know, to make it 4. They've won the French Ligue 1. They've won the Coupe de France. They won the French Super Cup. And then delivered the Champions League, their first ever Champions League by Luis Enrique. Okay. And then when they were coming into such a game against Real Madrid, Real Madrid hasn't been consistent. And Ancelotti did job more call season no. I mean, this is a new project for Xavi Alonso. It's a new project. Was started Bejuma. Coming into this game, you know, you say Real Madrid has not lost a game. And Sana football net here. PSG had lost a game against Botafogo. PSG conceded 1. That was the game they lost against Botafogo. That reality check that Botafogo did my they recovered and maybe on one bomb home more. And we have Madrid on the part of Real Madrid that. About this game, you know, Madrid has almost defensive vulnerabilities. No, they were exposed. We also, defensive errors, elementary errors are Rudiger more. So, and you won't take anything away from PSG. The fact that they've been consistent, they are playing a certain partner, they are pressing very high.
So,
Inti, Oshe Kwanya Dembele presse Madrid backline no in the person of Rudiger. Emma no, yes, that mistake now. Even before that, Raul Asensio and so in the 16 yard box. Ball also clear because of PSG attackers now pressing no. When Timmy and clear ball no, I'm the first second goal no, third goal no. Nyemo say Rudiger was pressed. And the Oshe defensive vulnerabilities almost the fact that midfield battle no they lost it on the day they lost it against a highly technical midfield trio by Vitinha Raul João Neves and Fabian Luis. We saw it.
So which match Nankasat? You could say. Two coaches, no, Xabi Alonso, technically, he didn't do it well. And then the plans just didn't go well, or it was the players that didn't put in much effort.
Coaches in the Namaka say it's entirely a new project for Xabi Alonso.
Okay.
Xabi Alonso doesn't need to prove anything in this club World Cup or the Shisha team. No. And at this project that PSG, Luis Enrique, Ayeno, or the 2 years. Yes, when Mbappe left, one called for replacement. Let's remind ourselves. Dembele has always been winger from the Barca days from Leo Barca anyway. Dembele is a typical winger.
Okay.
But it takes, coaches who are, philosophers, coaches with that ideology are transforming players. And coaches casting that mold. Thomas Tuchel. Jurgen Klopp. Pep Guardiola. These are philosophical coaches. Almost team
okay.
Blueprint. Easily. If you don't play together, they will bench you.
I'm not cutting you, but Madrid is not a team that a coach will come and you need time to build up your players, because Madrid is a top-notch coach. So it's a top-notch club. So when we come for you as a coach, we assume or presume that you know it all. Yeah, I'll be to deliver. So I think this should be his 5th or 7th game with the team, right?
Yes.
So if you tell me that,
I agree with you.
If you tell me that Luis Enrique used 2 years in building the team, so. Enti say to me Xabi Alonso me for a few weeks and she shut team no and my mom team PSG. It doesn't go well. It doesn't stand well with me. Cardinal, why didn't you want to say?
Sir, we will be out who follow me particularly. I saw you to last. And then last edition. No, relax. Last edition of Inside the Game. I said, sir, Bobo Choir friend said Paris Saint-Germain. Omoni Chelsea, you almost saw me in the Babeko. At that time, near quarter final, no, and another yeah. Babebo. So I told you, sir, and then you could remember club like Real Madrid, they will leapfrog Dortmund, no my day, or my qualified Remo semi-final. Paris Saint-Germain, they were playing against the Bayern Munich because some qualified. Chelsea would definitely eliminate Fluminense. It happened, and other ones are the Al Hilal also losing another. But clearly, Ombe Remo was semi-final. No, Chelsea could share team could share Fluminense. That time, not Chelsea be Palmeiras. If I stand to be corrected. Now, our team Noah, different PSG now, only Real Madrid. 2 technical brains in the world, the man, Baku, which is the was so why Dumanache or vast experience, only former players. And luckily, they are all coming from Spain.
Spanish.
Okay.
And this is 2 players so some way, somehow, born at the Real Madrid. So they know the tradition and, of course, the doctrines according to Madrid faithful, as to how our coach be a Spain, say we obi to say no Luis Munoz, so you obi to say Vicente Del Bosque, about how you go about with the club. So Xabi Alonso, he's just been inducted to Bobo Kono as a gaffer, Oba Enche. games na okas wa bono oba yi oni ahila mo and the start boy obo draw wetima to so about just like you were saying, you know, 7 games, you know, wetima they lose just one about draw back and the others emerged as you know, winners and so mu already did Luis Enrique a team ono mo na ye adwuma before say best started last season, you know, when you play bia the abilities, the capabilities at every point in time, players so used to know at a certain position. Don't forget, PSG, everybody tell by Munich, you know, they had 2 red cards. Key player of theirs about the defensive backline. Wow, William Pachu on your red card. You saw Lucas Hernandez also with that elbow getting a red card against Bayern Munich. But what did the coach do? Onimse neni tifu ni wa paja fo ntino or the brand say Lucas Berardo e deni ba mu asa Berardo so all best starting no all the other starting lineup no say the tie from goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma the 4 and 5 ho na obenya Berardo so ni Marquinhos e ba bebo go to the right back ho o Abrantia din e de Ashraf Hakimi ho as inverted winger o san wo Abrantia di Nuno Mendes so ball from the left back and ne uramo fifini wa Fabian Ruiz Pena, and now man of the match. Look at how industrious he was. Look at Obiti said and then Vitinha. That is a Victor Machado Ferreira and that Joao Neves. They are all there. And they are as a blueprint, you know. So coach, you know, when should any problem pizza. Look at Bobo Kua, friend say PSG. Now attackers, you know, Osman Dembele, Kicha Kwarashkelia, and then that of Desiree Doué. So when you're ranting, we will not so more. Our motor mwasi, team chemistry, team bonding or what. Problem said any OP compared to Real Madrid, the one and one just check their goalkeeper. Thibaut Nicolas Courtois. Yesterday season, you know, he has been key and part and parcel of Real Madrid. Time Ancelotti do on quest. Send combat to defend the La Liga title, Anfa, the Champions League, and what have you. And then what bomb more than Yeduma pa. At the Omasa Baby or semi-final. But Utimusana, you know, and confusion kakra no and the backline no and that is where you go and ask yourself say why did the new signing from Crystal Palace Dean Huijsen a red card against Borussia Dortmund? That was a needless red card at Brandt Energy. The game one and Real Madrid faithful soon be here in their quest say Club World Cup with the new format at FIFA Diabano in Real Madrid beat me. This was when Ananka said Dean Huijsen it me no but me this no a Brandt ever say Raul Asensio Obi also follow Real Madrid of late be him say on any day, so Brent will have big games like this. You know a G3, you know a sluggish. It's definitely defensive blunders, you know. And young one was said, "Noah, who needs also follow Real Madrid. Rudiger doing this overconfidence. Sometimes he wants to do it and prove it. Say he knows it all, but Obe we ask no mum na kwa no. Tiyepe Rudiger saswa. Any Kevin or Celsi na me hu ye obi bia onim sesa be on pesa oben fom so bia bio no e ba no aka che coach ba bia ba dudu mapira coach ntimi nya o me ntimi mo bio
but Courtois so some of the goals were obeti some of the balls never
ball there na Courtois is always save
no but if you ask if you ask me Courtois na me nim Indra I didn't see
one because I know we exposed. We defenders. They were exposed. We defenders now. We are doing and then from some and sorting on we are there. What we then do again.
I mean, when you make
look at that pass.
Look at that pass.
Rudiger. 16. Friend is saying. Rudiger.
Box war.
Raul Asensio there no.
It was as if they were not playing. It was as if go and score.
And then I remember what you said. Team bonding, no this chemistry, communication, no. Not compare PSG. They are not more no. Now the two Real Madrid. Real Madrid had a loophole. Abra Dean Huijsen everywhere. Ama wabenya Raul Asensio so no moment be there. Ebe abra where the one red card. And no yadi ba kwete Real Madrid. Besides, oko Remo matter kesna. Individual brilliance. One so team this is the way. Only one I saw the boy, the Banechi, and remember Vitinha. Vitinha him how I was located, and then the winger Kicha Kwarashkelia. Ominim how Osman Dembele ever back in a fifth no meaning never said no link up play Juma de Momo. But besides a Real Madrid and send the city a direct football no mobile. Ya je ball no young Francisco Garcia led back onje mu former Vinicius or the betu milika ubenso obese or side or babe ye inverted as a winger B or ba fifini or be chika dia ba mu no ye dem we twa dia and these things you know say teamwork na anya adwuma opponent ni yan say this is how you play obenya antidote to your play and that is where on be punish to no ya start here no PSG started very well with high intensity pressures. Game. So as of 9 minutes, now Real Madrid have conceded 2 goals. 2 goals. And Nina out of what? Defensive blunders. Pressure no na PSG di ba no. Now Real Madrid into me. So to me, Nana mo bisa me a. Enu game no. Me na my prediction will be all time Adom TV. But you ma go can see bia no. Na quarter final my yes our prediction no. Say the midi can start with hey. Na my say semi final dia catch us say Chelsea ni PSG dey be share final. And the reason why they say Chelsea team no already conference league.
Meba kaka.
Okay.
Uni Evans here dream baby. You keep nodding your head.
I think the Makana. I mean,
but Evans from what he's saying,
because the two teams, all the two are panswa. There's clear difference from an inconsistent Real Madrid team. Javier Alonso abefa project now with Luis Enrique. I mean, proving winner.
Can he really do the job?
Consistency.
Can Zabi do the job?
Zabi can do the job, but Real Madrid no a big club and that time. Of course, they have to. Yes, they need time. Coaches are not magicians. Okay, they are human beings. Just that they need time. Any coach, or I say those coaches, they if they want teams to play, I mean, the way they play, and Enra Oshe, they see Valverde could ball 2 positions, no, because of the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He wasn't there. And those tactical tricks near any Sunday Mana, you don't expect say team no. Before this match, Real Madrid lose. This is the first. I mean, a friend is saying match or lose in the competition, and you have to give the credit to Xabi Alonso. New team, only me had say a big club and see. I mean, he's gone a new formation. Anyway, it will take time. Yes, they are quality players, but to adapt to the game plan, the tactical way, it will take time. And that's where they are. Enra, Couture, after the match, post-match interview, I say it's a good slap. It's a good slap. It's a reality check for them. Even though they have not lost a game coming into PSG game, no lose any game. It should tell you that they were somewhere with the new partner, way formation, and they were getting somewhere. But we so throw away Abba. I mean, they have to do more. They have to improve and do more. Defensive varieties, midfield winning now. Yankai almost Tony Cruz every one. Madrid struggle with that creative role. Obi obe and this year na me who say Adagula. Sesi ano nya Adagula asem. Sesi ano Madrid nya Adagula asem. Ushe PSG team on initial ya. You have Vitinha. You have Yao Neves. You have Fabian Luiz. And against a midfield, Jude Bellingham. Too mechanical. I mean, sesi ano unya players. The 3 in the midfield, creativity.
Now,
creativity,
solid,
and every New Madrid, yes, midfield.
But aside that,
so that man,
Uni Bibi, me no. Say Unya Xabi Alonso. So a former player, the Real Madrid. O coach by for Leverkusen. We had the audio was show on any day. Yeah, can one of the top coaches as of now. Oh, Europa. Nobody will mention, let's say, top maybe 5. No doubt. I'll be the film as of now.
Yeah.
And so, now so your results, Only Ahila or 1-1. Ahila, the whole of Asia, they are the best club there. So I could play game here on body tia Pachuca, show me 3-1. Meba. Obi Wasache Salzburg 3-0. Wasache Juventus 1-0. And Washa Dortmund 3-2. A big games na wabo. It is a Utiminya now about the 6th game at the Kings of Europe. Say also ma what you say. Omudi omunya chiwa omo show. Ochi Atletico Madrid 4-0. Ochi Inter 5-0 with UEFA Champions League final. Osanche Bayern Munich 2-0. No, Ochi Real Madrid. Nra going to the game, no. Now in the midfield, they look like disorganized. The defensive backline, no. You rated players a more game in no. Rudiger any Raul
Asensio.
Asensio. Omo the all from 4.2. It tells you say Enua PSG they didn't leave any stone unturned. They went to the game and did what they were expected of them, and that's what was expected of them.
My Chelsea.
They crumbled.
The final.
Real Madrid they crumbled in first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 3 goals. They crumbled and one because of when I make an ejuma they be home Alonso, but wabon home then be other man drew no and they come na aka no. Games are they are top games.
So with this team or was Okrasisiano. Now with his experience and shall beat me next season UEFA Champions League. Do you think Madrid will have a chance of qualifying or winning a cup or anything?
FIFA Club World Cup not serve it as a bedrock.
Okay.
The amount Xabi Alonso ni project na the amount of Real Madrid no.
Yeah.
As foundation. And then Lucas Vazquez.
So they'll come back stronger.
Lucas Vazquez is a free worker. Luka Modric is a free worker. You have 3 additions as of now. Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. When you Franco Mastantuono Waba and then in Hoisinaba. But still, Real Madrid are chasing other players. So, when young players almost is here materials, baby are strong. When who baby and then or tell you so be there are some players are under Ancelotti. They didn't get. Okay, continue. Yeah, you continue.
With the team he has. So with the team he has now, what I really want, I mean, Cardinal is making a point, but I mean, say Obonito, mommy say it's just simple. Maybe I say with the team, maybe with the players he has, any Zabini experience, I just want to know, say, entering into the new season, or bit me the team no aje trophy nana, because we know Madrid to be winning the trophy at any time. Or my nyashikwana in your final. But considering their situation recently, do you think they can withstand or win the club?
I believe
win the trophy.
Real Madrid is it's a big club, and no season goes by that Real Madrid and winning. Doesn't have a laurel and. Yeah, let's trust Xabi Alonso.
Okay.
The expertise. He's done it in Germany, like Obnai Kano. And me answer it. I want to trust in Xabi Alonso project and say, obey me the Real Madrid. I am baby. Yes.
Okay. Kofi Cardinal, anyone no.
And na me cheche say so onya augmentation. When who says here players na wo no. Baby omo me fan say up to the kind of a year up to Ama Lucas Vazquez the contract about we yet obey here other inclusions. Position here come and say baby at include everyone. Your Dennis Ceballos, but when Ceballos in a player now all pair, he can go to the market, get yet another player, obey to Babe Boisa be the system, no. Ebefa and Xabi Alonso knows the European market. Players are every position, so they will be bar Ebabe Buano and the sporting director of Real Madrid in Penifono. So I think that Real Madrid team is bad. They need bonding, they need team chemistry. And the idea say CA everywhere because say Rodrigo, ye Yanwa, and say Jan Kwamako. Say Vinicius obe kipinwa. Say they need talk so cause now. Vinicius need to know say only Mbappe need to link up together. They should know when also we passing man yonko we also locating in here. But say individual billions and number rely upon it. Yeah. Champions League okay. Because other teams is why I am prepared. So be notable inclusions. Say be Remo next season now. Be compete well. I think say Real Madrid they are not bad. They've done well. Traveling all the way to the semi-final of the competition, 32 participants, and to get them, say, Omo pocket, no less than $100 million. Real Madrid, they've done well.
Okay. So let's move on to Chelsea and Fluminense. Yes, Fluminense. So what played well for Chelsea?
Well, the game changer was João Pedro, Junqueira de Jesus. Ni full name.
Junqueira
Jesus. So Brazil, the H doesn't. Yes. Junqueira de Jesus. Yeah. Yes, phenomenal player. 23-year-old. Yeah. In fact, I personally my follow no from the days at Fluminense or by Europe, by Watford. Played Watford at a point, captain Watford. Or the bar smooth transition or the bar BP Brighton and Hove Albion. And this player has produced top performances. And anyone Bibia Obedru Chelsea and the modern bar or boy.
Okay.
And everyone because Chelsea and yet that's such a signing. The first and I said the second game, the first game was against Palmeiras or Bamu second half. And then making questions who say yes. You teacher say well on the Chelsea team now training for months or and I say old squad member. But I mean Lenkai say he just joined the team last week. Yes. Yeah, how Pedro joined the team last week, had two, three sessions with them, and was brought on against Palmeiras, and the kind of performance, he wasn't bad in the debut game, no boy, you know, and coming into against the boyhood club, Fluminense, and performance, you know, the two goals were spectacular for me. The precision, I mean, so choosing the sport, I mean, the placement, the precision, it was super. Playing against experienced defenders like Thiago Silva. Come on. And that performance, pulling that performance, it was, I mean, top-notch performance from Yao Pedro. And now I can say, and that was the, I mean, game changer. 2-0. They brush Fluminense, I mean, aside. And then more about performance, more than Enzo Maresca, but they've been consistent from winning conference league, you know, throughout to this time. But I mean, just that they are conceding. They need to. They are conceding. No matches on my ball. The six games in Omabo to this stage in Nano. Apart from few games that Fluminense they won 2-0. The Esperance. They didn't concede. Almost concede. Almost 14 goals in total. Almost 14 goals. Almost concede. You were correct. Almost concede. I think 5 or 6. 6 goals. Also, almost 6 goals. Also. And so I also Chelsea defensive wise, no. But on the day, I mean, Kwabena Dikanka say they weren't going to qualify ahead of Fluminense and. I agree with him on that show that they were going to, even though it was going to be difficult for them, but almost the entire Enzo Maresca team, no, and they are doing additions. Geltins is from Dortmund.
Jamie Bino Gittins.
Yeah. From 2022 to boil the best team, no. Do you know how many attackers or they have anything? Me can't. 19 attackers.
Yeah.
From 2022, 19 attackers. And I've been joining team we. And you know, though I'm not a Chelsea fan, but project, you know, I mean, I like the project.
Okay.
And investment, you know, I feel that it pay off. When we buy Nicolas Jackson, we are seeing him. But player to join Chelsea and hit the ground running in the first 2 games,
okay.
João Pedro, I mean, it should tell you that he will go to greater heights with Chelsea.
Sports
Drogba Okoye, no, Drogba free Okoye, Fernando Torres by and so then
Diogo Costa came in.
Diogo Costa by but this young chap, yeah. I mean, ball playing, João Pedro is a baller. It's a baller. Okay. And we should expect, yes, so
into a sports card now. Bonito final PSG versus Chelsea.
Right. PSG are going to be the winners of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025, the new format. And we shouldn't even debate about this.
Chelsea.
Yes, you see, this is where also BBT say, I don't use emotion to do my analysis.
Fantastic.
The reason why I'm telling you here is that yes, PSG are going to win it.
Objectivity.
Yes, you have to do objectivity.
Not me expecting some say.
The reason why I make us a PSG begin say we are talking about Enzo Maresca against Didi Renato Portaluppi Gaucho, the team Fluminense. He has old aged players, and that players,
experience.
You know, they are players. I remember I said, "Omo bedu this stage, you know, Omo show so Omo with that hunger So made call for the title call for glory. But most definitely Chelsea is that team but be almost so do you know. Chelsea the Conference League it wasn't by fluke. Many people underrate Chelsea because cannot also say Premier League table no so. Chelsea now can do baby cry we 7, 8 near that day. So people don't really want to give credit to the coach. But I'll tell you, say coach in the buy no where do my son Nana May. The last 20 games before Nanu game on back the Fluminense no, let Chelsea lose just 4 games. A certain Arsenal be as of 16th March 2025 and Omuko lose in the Premier League before some Newcastle before say end this season no, and then Newcastle share Chelsea 2-0. After that, there was yet another loss against there's this team our Conference League anymore. Mra Omuko show no. Warsaw, Legia Warsaw,
Poland, yeah.
Yes, Legia Warsaw. Omuko share no number bed. Ebe share so ba kubi wa. And sample na no be lusu atia Flamingo. So Chelsea team na nkasa no enye bad team. Owura no teams no I can say signings are no here no. E no eso no for the man no. Last time also so be kai ya. Ye na require na make cho say Chelsea level no nye David Datro Fofana. Chelsea level no nye David Washington. Chelsea level no nye say okwa player bi was feel I can say Brazil. Yes, all Strasbourg go ho. Ubetimi akọ try no. Ti say Andre Santos there no. Say far. Now they not Chelsea. Now no akọ Philip Jorgensen now they not
Chelsea. It wasn't bad though. Andre Santos in the game against Palmeiras and Palmeiras yeah.
Yes, on your bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Chelsea is for the big boys. Chelsea are for the already established players. And no, you know, Joao Pedro, fantastic player for Brighton Hove Albion. Brighton 8 team at Chelsea say yeah, fan your ma na mo we dey yes kakase na akofa no aba. Hwe Pedro Neto. We have fit Caicedo. Before say akofa Florent Wirtz aba no. Na Caicedo is the most expensive player ya signing no in the history of the Premier League. 115. In fact, I can't say inside the Premier League nankasa no na ne signing na aba because now Enzo Fernandez there 120 there no but we know na 115 million pounds nanama. So getting this particular player see akofa naba no hit the ground running like he said no he's already proven Brighton unshare any good midfielders or mere creators so when you such a player no ba be edwuma na e cho say Liam Delap o share 12 goal dima Ipswich omko relegation na Chelsea akofa sika kesi akofa naba na Brandt na be jesi number 9 no so bet no be ya agura a Brandt be gina ni munyam aba be bo say Nicolas Jackson ba be no prepara na e be bo season ni nyina wie na o ma 10 goals pa a Brandt say Joao Pedro a say ne ochi Newcastle United ono be fe so osanche team bit Sunderland obe share omo United krampo de gina yie e say Chelsea team no aye yie but then going to meet that team omo coach eden ani asi sextuple so Luis Enrique Martinez Garcia Lucho waje trophy the champion that's the French Super Cup waje the Ligue 1 French League you know waje Champions League and na wase aba day abeguremu nsaka one of I think say Coup de France the French FA Cup no French Cup no waje say see ohia Club World Cup ohia you UEFA Super Cup or the first one waje sextuple and let me tell you there are players almost so many Club World Cup here now say this year omaji 6 trophies Nuno Mendes Vitinha and Goncalo Ramos they need this particular trophy. They are not going to joke. Chelsea, I'm a fan of theirs, but please, this time, it is the time of PSG, and they are going to win the title.
Nanama. PSG, I mean, going into this match on Sunday, are overwhelming, favorite by all standards.
By all standard.
They are overwhelming.
But you know things can turn.
But Enzo Maresca team na da ko no ana kwam na kanu consistency and yema why your team we no
they can be surprises.
They can be surprises. Me so I agree with him that on a dark no I fancy PSG I mean to go for the club FIFA Club World Cup for their first time. Yeah, this will be their first time in their history. Yeah. They mo wan nyomo nema yia omukoda omanhwe na agro for us.
And
two teams ni nyina I mean Chelsea set up no Chelsea set up every player is now competitive in every
position.
And see na make say many jump project no in every position. Caicedo missed their last but one game against Palmeiras. In Wejuma, Andres Santos from Brazil or by Omulonino to Strasbourg. The post-match interview, about the ball Andres Santos, how Jumo to me, role to me, boy, executing ye. It should tell you say Chelsea team, no, the bibi strong.
And say players Obusu Naname, Omo Ton, say no need to say Obeko Arsenal.
Okay.
And Christopher
Nkunku, yeah.
Check it, Malo Gusto, and found Madimo Obo, you know.
Yeah.
Trevor Chaloba, Wesley Fofana, Renato Vega, Axel Disasi, Robert Sanchez to cry in a tone.
It's
just say, y'all fellas,
says Yano, Omo Akakra. But goalkeeping department.
Oh, no problem.
My sports night,
the person between the posts.
Prediction there.
Prediction.
I don't think I'll predict a score line. Chelsea are going to lose against PSG. I also don't think Sebe travel to extra time. I don't want to give like correct score.
Okay.
But Sebi will be Samia. But Mama Sebi 3-1 B.
3-1.
3-1 PSG.
Oxway.
Yeah. I'm also not the type me predict it. Goals. But I can
Chelsea
but I can
Chelsea
tell you that, but I can tell you that I mean
wow.
tactical wise, technically, the Kings of Europe, so no match big matches on my bone, and even against Bayern Munich, first half a year ding. But because I mean of how good tactically they are, how good technically they are. How much qualities?
So go to buy time and buy a drain.
Different. Bibi Kakrebi, Osha Oyuzu the right side or heavily, very dependent on Ashraf Hakimi. Now Desiree Doué, south side on Dembele. Omo exploité that side.
That means you are not Bradley Bakola.
You see, do you know what I noticed about it? I feel say it's a team that is united and is bent on achieving something. Right, that's what I noticed from
Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah.
But from Madrid, I noticed as a year Bob Keke. That was what I noticed yesterday.
And that is why I told you
exactly. So we've talked about this or that, but I want to land somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that I feel PSG is united to achieve something, but I don't. Like I'm saying, I feel like they're united to achieve something, but I don't see them outplaying Chelsea because the Chelsea guys I saw from their game against Fluminense, I feel they are young guys who are also bent and very focused on taking something. So when you say PSG bet me at play Chelsea, it's possible, but Chelsea will win.
Inter for no time no more Champions League, You're the only Barcelona for. Nobody gave them PSG for the chance. Say Obabe Shen Num Abra intent me shebi.
Some of them is Chelsea.
Atletico Madrid defenders or one in echi, the midfielders in attackers in echi no. Yeah, no more can PSG team. Only to more Bayern Munich. Or how stronger or in echi or much challenge 2-0. Nana me. Yeah, mu e ba be Barcelona. Me Chelsea.
Me na me Chelsea be share.
What can? Bembeza mouth.
Chelsea
you don't think say Chelsea no.
What did I say? I'm also telling you that PSG is focused on being.
They are Kings of Europe.
But when Chelsea said that the way they are meant, the vigor, the whatever, the zeal they carry, they will win. Promise me about game. You want farm, mommy. Yeah. You know, it was a match. I think it was Ghana or something.
No,
you promised me a week. You forgotten.
Now, Ghana,
Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus.
I mean, who the year can prediction? Me prediction.
Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus from West Ham to Tottenham. What do you make of it? Bad move or excellent one?
A great opportunity.
Great opportunity.
Good for Mohamed Kudus. Kudus, you heard Kudus in the developmental way as a player. From right to dream, by Norgeland, by Ayas, and Ayas Noble Champions League. I'm saying great opportunity because Hospers won the Europa. They are going to compete in 2025, 2026. Champions League starting in September.
Okay.
They are going to compete. We are going to see Mohamed Kudus. That stage, it's a big stage
for him.
For Kudus to showcase, the talent. He did that at Ayas, and then big clubs could did the point now. Was part of Liverpool's target, even club recruitment team. Kudus was one of our top target. But West Ham. West Ham last season, it wasn't a good season for Kudus. We know Kudus. We know what Kudus can do. In the name of Timmy, the versatility now as a player, makes him so special that going into Thomas Frank team for and I say can say on no for space.
Okay.
Thomas Frank and also ne tactical formation or depending heavily on wingers. Brentford may refuse or rely heavily on Weiser and Mbeumo. These two wingers, left and right, I know Shepa or Brentford.
Okay.
In time, one say, or Pesa kind of a formation, be already or so him mean or a hodada. Into Unya Kudus can play as a winger, can play as an attacker, force number 9, or bet him so a creative player. Into Mwali Kudus in there, ne qualities, ne skill set, ne abilities in the Bibri, and offer a team. Indeed, I see it as a great opportunity. Coming to and yet walk in the parks. I say Oba play first 11.
Okay.
Yes, let's also Owejuma Bibri. Also, I want to see him. Work harder and not Ejuma Oye no West Ham no. Or he has to. Be also or this is a new height. I expect him to be that good. Because you are going to play Champions League. And Champions League is no joke. No joke. If you want to compete well, and Champions League, no joke. And that platform now, there are players that Obe is going to compete with. Richarlison is there. Richarlison is an experienced player. Dominic Solanke is there. Not to compare them, but these are, good players. Good players. Yeah, James Maddison. English, James Maddison is there. Son Heung-min or Metasa from Senegal is part of their midfield. You've Mbesuma. Omunina or form that midfield. Friend is saying, Muel Kudus, a good move for him.
Good move.
Yes, and I think that I think maybe Muel Kudus is. Now because also I feel you might ding.
Okay.
And you automatics or Abe first 11. Thomas Frank, first 11.
Obet me Cardinal Yankwe.
No,
Mistake Anna.
A right call for Mohamed Kudus in the party. The Chinese entourage and the representative said about Pimu or club like Tottenham Hotspur. West Ham United, can't say Tottenham or my trophies, but West Ham is only or Uti. Quattro amount to my eye. Now, now, Uja from Monaco Champions League final, 2019 against Liverpool. Oman you say Mourinho buy. I don't call EFL Cup final. Yamano Kamo. And now, after 17 years, Ora, Nidini and Postakoglu. Ya Jan Quino. A team do G Europa League. The second tier.
What team against Manchester United?
Oh, yes. Europa League. Second tier, the second most prestigious cup competition across the continent of Europe. UEFA Europa League, guaranteeing them the UEFA Champions League spot. Ubisa was West Ham United and you be on Champions League. Kudus was already playing his trade in the Champions League with Ajax. So when he came to West Ham United, some way, somehow, on one can start to performance because you were already an elite player playing at the elite level. Now you are just playing in the what do you call it, Conference League and some way, somehow the Europa League. For him to, come back and then make a big time progress on the career anymore at the age of 24 years, this particular move seems to be the best. Chelsea were chasing him, Tottenham were chasing him, even Liverpool, they were chasing him, and other clubs. Saudi clubs, don't forget, they were also chasing Kudus.
And from all the clubs, Tottenham.
And that is why I'm saying, yes, it's a good call. So about be pay more Tottenham Hotspur upon all the clubs, But one thing I clearly say, Abrantiano, still the potential na ewo ni mu no na Tottenham Hotspur agina so akofa no no the performance at the just ended season utie Tottenham Hotspur so omo player bi ama oba be kan omo wingers na omo dada na James Madison also mbubo kire so o vis Bissouma who the likes of Eneno Dian Kulusevski mo unim so omo creators but they don't have somebody who is also a winger obet mama goals this what Bentancur this particular player called Mohamed Kudus who has showcased so a versatile attacker player who can play at the right flanks, left flanks, as a playmaker or as a force manager like Oswin was telling you, or force number 9. He is a versatile player. Many options. So, Ney Obano, Tottenham Hotspur, Ome a club, expectations at the moment as compared to West Ham United. You can play at West Ham United, one finish top 4, will be a carry. But the North London fans are more Tottenham Hotspur, they will be expecting Tottenham Hotspur say on Monday, on finish top 4. So Okobo the entire season Premier League mo. Now mommy 32 goals, 32 matches, share 5 goals and 3 assists pa. Na so more more of him. Abrantia no be pie mu ayasinya no. Since na money more so nipa no 2022-2023 about 42 matches, 18 goals, 6 assists. But the next season no about 3 matches, 4 assists, 4 goals, 1 assist. That is when o make him move be pie mu West Ham United and over West Ham in the first season 45 matches, 14 goals, 6 assists. Which and can say go make much improvement per the acclimatization now. We were in the Premier League, but unfortunately last season on started on a good note.
Okay, so I'm certain that this time around he will do well. My end was
yeah, wishing him well.
Yeah, we are all wishing him well.
Crossing from West London to North London.
I am Rafi.
Well, I mean, I am Mantino. Or one of
Ghana, 55 million.
And make him the most expensive. Make him the most expensive signing.
In Ghana history.
In Ghana's history, yes. For now, he is.
£55 million. Right?
And then that final paperwork in the year said £55 million. Say a go through year, and America so my year. Next say Tottenham was for and that will be the most expensive signing in Ghana's football history.
We bless God. Yeah, back home, Anna.
Oba Ghana ekura unya kwenya hu ko na ya no ne nam nima ho ubekọ na etwa ne ho
ahia ye ebi mu hu ye Lawrence ko ho
ubehunu say o
ko hunu say obehunu na
access ye wa ko hu no
access space
okay na na ma ye ohima ti wo so ye ba ko hu na e beje atum
ajatu
okay yet was so ate baba
ona ko ka se mpo epunti no
ye Ancelotti jailed 1 year.
Enko babia e ade e taisi won say Ancelotti firi ho na e de tax evasion we mu no fraud we aba Neymar e bia to no Ronaldo Messi why player ben bio all of these many players Suarez mu nyina no ya twetwe omo tax
but he has been jailed and fined
on Jibi Angelino
but that's
Spanish laws no it's just a first time offender.
Okay,
the fact that any violent crime. Okay, once the charge no near violent crime no, and being the first time, and say will be a best sentence. So okay, this sentence it's going to be a suspended sentence.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. So suspend bema o your friend is saying fine
options will
and a fine on the I think it's 386 euros, 386,000 euros. And yes, Gabiama.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, say Ancelotti had the Kaba
deliberate.
Deliberate.
Ancelotti, no. When you read the article, the money he was taking from Madrid, he lied at that time.
Image right. One disclose. The
whole amount.
And financial advisors. Those taxes in this money, those rights issues in this, all those revenues, financial advisors in yes, Ancelotti, say about Abedina say he had on allegation and I said that charge only because the BBA on financial advisors and Americans and comedy can do enko baby about you fine no now I 2 players be now I can Ronaldo Neymar, Messi munyina tax fraud
and nina so no na me so tia say etato ahoho na omuko Spain enya Spain for no
enya Spain
and unim the I said and say, tell me, I'm going to co players and coaches are on my baby D like, but says here, Obia could be as a Sinama Pongo, ever seen Cobo Valencia, Sinama Pongo, why then tax you? Obia could be Yamba. Okay, but what did the OD? Yeah, the Beba, you will about Kuchiana, I don't know.
Maybe I have him because I really like him.
Ancelotti.
He's very, he's a good coach. Yambafi, President's Cup, House of Folk, and a Kotoko. A sports card now, you're shouting film, and said now the whole park and so you were at the stadium. What do you make of it? Now, only say has now they stand a chance of winning because I was also there. Meaning from the first half, they played so well. So at the time that one of their players left, meaning say if it affected them or something, what do you make of the game, the whole game?
Well, first of all, let me commend the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, GACA, and of course, the National Sports Authority. Great organization, great branding. Partnering with the Ghana Tourism Authority, everything was on point in terms of the branding aspect of it. They did well. There are some touches. I say, of course, with our Accra Sports Stadium, so we expect them say, say, Jumano, na BBI come on. But then, concerning match in Lankasano, Kotoko, they were bound to win this game. Because of midfield battle now, I'm starting here now. Monday pressure, House of Folk. Actually, on midfielders, Nigeria, Emma, Bobo, House of Folk midfielders won't be taking over no. Any idea how? But after some consider that goal, Nino Mohamed Kamara, a Jared Tuoma, Hamza, can say Isa, Eshe go Nechino. Call rest as well. And I think say Saksha crazy. Coach Karim Zito says all day who bet Jobum because that Patrick I said you gave no woman. No, it was just a mere passenger. Much ado about nothing or because if you have Francis Aqua,
who plays in natural position, so that he can be forgiven for that.
No.
Yeah.
Because Francis Aqua played at the left back. What's now Patrick I said Ubo. This a lot. I'm boy man on Francis Aqua there. That Francis Aqua now one man a queen or that muddy child say House of Folk good moment dada. Omo nyehu bia. And then be pay more anymore no Kwampoku Abet Amwa. Almost no as a Abet Amwa about number 9 or the Kwampoku boy, you know, Enfano. Yes, a branch at the right side of attack. And then Peter Midu Aqua was on the left. And it aided Kotoko, so many pressure, basically as so or Medinyasa particular goes, you know. But then, you know, that substitution of Kevin Osasibe, I mean, yes, a force major. Who you play and then
I think
big games like this, we use big players and a debo.
I don't think they will intentionally take out one big stars.
But what we were hearing, they say,
shoulder injury. Yeah. If there's anything to go by, then because when at that point, injury. When Freema, you want to aggravate the injury, and I say, my player can flop instantly. And that injury there, you have to take cautions. I mean, team doctors will always advise the players. And you don't force.
And that particular substitution brought the chance for Kotoko to capitalize on the fact that there was a void, some loophole. House of Folk on defensive backline. No, Nick Kevin Osesi, but David upon Fran now obey. That is Kevin Osesi be free. No, Amwa. Utimi said not communication. No, and Nyejuma and. Goalkeeper, no them. Shoaib Sharif, he was happy, he was excited. So our body Tiakotoko. First half, we're keeping clean sheet. No, yeah. No,
highline and now I don't know. But
it's
holiday. Or Kotoko, Kwame Poku Jown, I bet John him na Oba. I mean, Oba to the line. But I
just said a woman and said, Kotoko, dear so munya that come back. Momba winning midfield battle no once again no bibia koyi baba ya mobamu no on be boy. So I think that communication and then bonding there what Abet Amwa Kwampoku the second goal no buy after that Peter Midu Aqua ball now it deflected on Koredu Yadom Ekoto no with bad clearance from Koredu Yadom. Abet Amwaji and he was quick to locate Kwampoku. If our goalkeeper, no, it was just a matter of tapping.
I think it was even Kwampoku not the ball in the corner. Abet Amwaji.
Abet Amwana they call and the clearance.
Ball about the talk. Don't clear no.
In the way of Abet Amwana.
No, or assist Kwampoku and also bomb the tapping. So I think that Kotoko they were the better side. But House of Folk and it just somehow Obi Biophobia is or hair. That's what I said. It's a coach for now.
They're picking form.
what started here
Yeah,
so be
they are picking
by just a matter of 2 weeks be wait
Like,
man you know
from the
big time
back.
transfer
from the first
From the
half, it
back,
was
right.
very tough.
It
I mean, I
was, it was tough.
thinking
Sana game net here. I mean, yeah, there are 2 halves. So first half, we plan. You can get your tactical. We plan spot on. Second half, it takes. I mean, coaches with exactly. Yeah, thinkers to.
They need to read the
outwit.
game.
It was a very, I mean,
outwit the
Galka
opponent
did
plan, and I
well.
say, and one say, because the game plan in the second half, Obe overshadow has to folk in the midfield. I mean, it was a midfield battle. Wings, you could see clearly. If it Amido Aqua, send a Kwamnabo Brusono, Amido Aqua on the left, and Albert on the right, you could see the damage that there was a boa, Peter Amido Aqua. Clearly, the House of Folk lines and they were beating a referee was still offside. It was very unfortunate. And play Okita boy, ya was still offside against player no Okita ball. And it should tell you that they were referee,
The penalty was crazy.
and shut down officiating ufa. I mean, by your I mean the 2 teams showed a very good.
And what we were
So
watching
very
right
good
now, Shatawale coming to the stadium to perform.
I think organization was great.
Kamido, Bogoble, I mean, they did well.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Kamido by.
Wow.
Yeah, Kamido by. Koku smoke be performing. Chatawale the was scheduled halftime. Organization,
And Ghana for one thing, we should give.
But I was one of criticizing Maminka publicity man shede huni.
But then
And na make say
Shatawale can perform bao.
Na make say Shatawale friend announcement came I think the following day.
I think 3 days.
Following day.
2 days.
Okay, make say. Yeah.
2 days.
2 days to the
Okay, make say na me publicity na kono na me hu bibia ite sa.
I think that
Intimika say that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and normally baby before fraud there. I mean, you bet any. Intina mo say omke kan mo de Shatawale. We saw students am basketball stadium. Somehow organic. I mean spectators. Yeah, kind of on the day because a lot of people, a lot of spectators on Sunday, do wanna new players, friends and coaches, new players, they were there, to make the event colorful. It's good. Because all you needed was to show the stance. And they did it.
Aspect
they
of
did
it.
it. The branding, no, the presidency. So, for this entertainment side, Kamido ne, Chatawale ne. I mean, and we all saw that. For a very long time,
Citizen Supporters Union.
The Stadium.
Of course, Obaya agrees actually.
Almost by Batage. It was very
National
beautiful.
Sports Supporters Union.
Ghana Supporters Union.
I mean, it was great. So, hey, Kotoko, so mobile.
Yes.
I mean, I also saw their fans.
Porcupine, Tertiary, and the others.
This is in Kwame Poko, Justice Blay. I don't know if what the case now.
Justice Blake is now.
And Kwame Poko.
Justice Blake
is.
is.
And
some of the intimate, and some of the
yes. Kwame Poku nyefi or Kotoko player or body ball. Justice Blade here and I'm paying for say. Say baby I do know. Omunya ya ka onye den. Onso is up so to aso. Kotoko actually yet news be say when US visa and obezo okotre sa na ni nyina nya no kre. Player under so Ghana hey. Unyaya obeto aso Kotoko. But the new coach now Abano said the kind of maybe discipline is the private. I said I no private life kakra the style of life be only be no
or deliver on the so that's important. We have stubborn players in Europe they are being managed well. What I say asem no ne kan ye we shut down kan one kan ya say but I'm seeing communications around that Blay are better farewell to
Kotoko.
And yes, and I find it quite unfortunate because Africa, Africa, you need experienced players to augment. You need experience when they have experience. They've been there before. They can come. The players that because players are Basisiano, Obiambo, Africa. Just Blay 5 years. Is it 6 years? 6 years.
Oh, but I Kwame Poku Abobida.
And age and the Quino.
But say Kwame Poku Abobida.
Kwame Poku.
Kwame Poku hasn't played in
Derby.
Africa.
No, wait. I've read this.
You mean going to
No, he went
Algeria.
He went to Africa with them.
Algeria, Algerian club,
No, he went to. I think he went to Africa with them for the first time before he was sold to. I said now Algeria club no.
But the Africa now no.
Okay, I'll check that then. We'll continue the last time.
Is it Liberian club and I say club in that be one mobile. Come for one mobile. No.
About Africa.
Okay, I read that in an article. I'll confirm it for you next week. Any did you made any na ebesi. Na so answer na ebekono. Ma minda me guest for the sports cardinal Evans Kobna Sapon. Yeah, that's Bebre. Oxwin, yeah, that's Bebre. Yajumuna Sene, yeah, bet was said me kind next week. Kichwa Babajine Kunyano, na ordin common na Abremo. Midi any nana ama osuwa prempe. Me that's me producer confidence. Me that was Bebre, me director, Obibiara, me that was it. Yajumuna Sene, yeah, bet was so, yeah, that's it.